afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another Facebook Live brought to you by the Legacy Wealth Talk Group. We have another wonderful session for you today. And yes, we have another special guest. It's an all action-packed session that we have for you today. Without further ado, I'm your host. My name is Shehzad Hanif. I'm the founder and head coach at Guidance Coaching. And we help people take their lives to the next level, giving them results in every area of their life, in their relationships, in their health, in their finances, in every area of their life. And we specialize in people who are going through marital conflict. So if that's you, feel free to reach out. We'll put some links at the end of our session for all our experts and all the areas that they specialize in. So please feel free to reach out. Without further ado, if I may ask our esteemed panelists to introduce themselves, starting with our special guest, Sebastian. Welcome, sir. May I ask you to introduce yourself, please?
Yes, of course. Thank you very much for the invitation. Hello, everyone. My name is Sebastian Kopański, and I'm a parental coach. So I help parents to transform relationships with their teenagers. I'm also a teacher and a published author.
So our topic of discussion today is based around compassion. And we're going to look at compassion from different aspects, asking our panelists to really talk about this topic in regards to the area that they specialize in. So, Sebastian, with yourself, obviously you've got a lot of experience with, kind of dealing with families and some of the challenges that that brings, and parenting. And that's, something which I'm kind of, really experiencing at the moment with my teenage daughter. She's 16 and she's going through GCSE stress, and it's really challenging for me as a parent to try to manage that and, help empower her so that she can kind of, get through that in a way where she doesn't compromise her health. So, how would you advise to practice compassion from a family perspective?
So it's a very interesting question, because how to practice compassion, in my opinion, because of course, there are plenty of definitions of compassion, but when you look at at the internet and look at the basic definition, part of the definition says that compassion evokes feelings like pity or self-pity, what else, and also sympathy and concern. So all emotions are, maybe, some people would say that some emotions are bad emotions. I wouldn't say that. All emotions are good. All emotions are our friends, for sure. Maybe some emotions are challenging more than the other. So now, compassion, in my opinion, is a very good start of a process. However, there's also a danger. Amongst my clients, there are many, many parents who, for example, they feel neither compassion, so they feel they feel sorry to their children because something has happened, and this is very normal, very natural feeling, very natural process we parents are going through. However, some parents, they come to me and they say that they feel very they feel guilty because they feel anger, because they don't understand their children. They are not able to get through to their children. So obviously, then they feel more compassion to themselves, yes, self-pity to themselves. They're concerned about themselves. This is why they're coming to me, and this is also good. So what I'm saying, compassion, whether it's towards another person or whether it's towards you, it can be a brilliant start. So now, what I mean that in, I think it was 1968, Mr. Karpman, if I'm correct, provided us with such a triangle. I don't know if you can see it well. It can be easily Googled. It's so-called drama triangle or a victim triangle. Basically, what happens? It happens that in this triangle, we have some roles. I'm not going deep into these roles, but basically these roles are quite toxic, are not good for the dynamics of the family. If I'm a victim, that's like basically this, poor me, it always happens to me. I take an umbrella outside, it never rains. But whenever I leave the umbrella at home, it always rains. Okay, poor me, always happens to me. Then you've got a rescuer, yes, a person who rescues, but in a quite negative way, meaning I know what's your problem and I'm going to solve it. I will tell you what to do. So not really assessing what the problem is. And the third part is persecutor. So basically in parental world, usually it's like, well, I'm very angry at my child, so you are grounded. For 3 weeks, you're grounded. Give me your smartphone. You're not going to play any games for a month. Yeah, so this is like overreacting. Now, so compassion, what can happen that many parents just drop into the victim mode or rescuer mode. And what I'm trying to teach them is that you can really jump into so-called victor triangle, where, for example, when instead of a victim, you are becoming a victor. Instead of a rescuer, you're becoming a teacher or a coach. So it means that you can assess the situation and you can help your child and yourself to pin down the problem and then solve the problem by understanding your child and yourself, by then connecting to your child and yourself, and then introducing the change. I don't know if we have time to give one example of one tool that parents can use instantly.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so very quickly, this tool is very powerful. Quick example. Let's say us four, we decided to, we've got a lecture. Okay, we're in a classroom. I'm running a lecture. And for example, and we agreed that no one can use mobile phones. Then Tarinee is taking a mobile phone out of her pocket, and my reaction might be this one. Tarinee, how dare you, taking your phone out. In 2 weeks, we are having exams. How do you want to pass the exams? Really, no, I cannot see how you can do this. Obviously, then you would go through things like maybe aggression towards me, or maybe you would say, but you wouldn't feel comfortable in this situation. Another reaction can be, I cannot react. I may not react at all, but obviously the outcome of the lesson would be absolutely nothing. And the third reaction is, I may say, Tarinee, I'm really worried about you, because in 2 weeks' time you are having your exam. You can do so well. Today is the revision lesson. How can I help you? So now you can see the difference between this, the first very aggressive way I spoke, you message. I blamed Tarinee for taking the phone out. I even didn't ask what she had to write in that text message. And maybe she was just texting, and what she was texting to her son to turn off the cooker, for example, the oven, yeah? So it was very important to her. In the last one, I said, I did not blame her because I don't know her problems, but I say my feelings, what I feel, I am very worried about you. And then I give a fact why I'm worried, because you took the phone out, and in 2 weeks' time, we've got the exams. And this tool is very powerful. 100% of my parents I work with tell me that that was the most powerful tool that they have ever had in their parental toolbox. So, and I think that this iMessage, I'm certain, may help parents to not to drop when they feel compassion to themselves or to their children, not to drop into the victim mode, but into a victor mode. So iMessage.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Sebastian. Great
Thank you.
Tool there that you've given us, a golden nugget, I would say.
That's it, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So, instead of having that blaming kind of mentality, really kind of flipping that around and offering to help in that situation. I think that's a really good analogy that you gave there, and something that I personally benefited there. So thank you for that. ask you about compassion in terms of like, is it wrong for me to be compassionate to myself? Am I being selfish?
This is a very interesting question because this is, I hear it quite often from parents and also from teenagers that, oh, I'm not going to do this because it's too selfish, when it's in fact this is looking after yourself. So I would say that this is exactly the same situation as before, that compassion can be a very good start or not that good start. Because if I feel self-pity, okay, it's natural. However, what I do with this? I personally, I have chosen some time ago not to, take part in this self-pity party, because it's not fun at all. It's not fun at all. So this is why I think whenever it triggers the compassion is not a it's basically it's a set of feelings, really, and this set of feelings can trigger. It really depends on us what we do with this. Yes, and so I believe that what we can do with this, we can just instead of going into the victim triangle, we can go to the victor triangle to become victors, to take control over our own lives. So this is my deep belief. So no, compassion is not selfish. So for example, if you look at this pen, and on one end we've got self-pity, concern, worry, and then it's great. Think what can be on the other end of the stick. It can be awareness, that can be self-awareness, that can be happiness, that can be harmony. So compassion can be like a good starting point on a map where I would like to go. Compassion can direct you into the right direction where you want to go. So this is my deep belief. And also I believe also in routine. So if I may share with you my personal experience, that I haven't shared this to such a big wide audience before. For some time I have been practicing gratitude, like daily gratitude. And what happened some time ago, that my relationship with my wife, they were quite rocky, and someone told me every day, say thank you, feel gratitude that you've got your wife in your life. I said, this is what I'm doing. And this person told me, okay, now what you do, write exactly one thing what you are grateful for. Okay, what happened, that we both wanted to stay together and so on. So it was helpful, but after some time, really, our problems just disappeared. So we started a new chapter in our relationship. And then it taught me something, that what compassion can do to you, or these feelings, yes, when you feel self-pity, how you can overcome these feelings. For example, what you can do, and this is what I'm doing now, in your daily gratitudes, thanks the universe, God, whatever your belief system is, for yourself. And write a little phrase, little line. Why are you proud of yourself? What are you thankful for you have? And try to write every day something different. And in this way, compassion starts a really good process, routine, like daily gratitude, meditation. And then you will be getting closer and closer towards to harmony with yourself, basically.
Oh my God.
We have an intruder here, live on Facebook.
Oh,
luckily it's not a streaker.
Don't encourage him.
Excellent. Apologies there, Sebastian. You got interrupted full flow there.
No, sorry. So basically, what I'm saying that this is what I would suggest to because I don't, when I work with parents or with teenagers, I never teach them anything different that I have tried. So any techniques methods I'm teaching my clients, my teenagers or parents, I have gone through this. At least I have tried this. So to summarize, I don't think the compassion is selfish. It's good to feel to be very emotional about yourself. It's great. But then think about it, where you want to go. Do you want to drop into the victim mode? Poor me, it always happens to me, everyone is against me, or a victor mode? No, I'm creating my life. So I would suggest the victor mode, the victor role. And this is why I think that, yes, I really agree that daily routine, daily gratitude is so important to take your life into a higher level.
Yeah, absolutely. I concur. I think gratitude on a daily basis has just been amazing. The last 2 or 3 years of my life, the opportunities that I'm getting, kind of, attracting now, it's just, and I really, thank God for this on a daily basis. And I actually take it a step further. I visualize things. I try to manifest things I haven't actually achieved yet, which I aspire to do in the future. And, and as a consequence of that, my belief is that so many doors have opened for me, because, I'm thanking God or the universe or whatever your belief system is. I'm thanking, the creator, as it were, for things that I want to achieve in my life. And then, whatever that powerful force is up there, wherever he or she is, is thinking like, this person's thanking me for things that haven't actually manifested yet. I'm going to give it to this person because he or she is showing me gratitude. So, that's my perspective on it, to be honest, on gratitude, that asks for things that you haven't even achieved yet. Things that, you can envisage yourself getting maybe 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. Whether it's the kind of houses you want to live, the lifestyle you want to lead, what kind of relationships you're going to have, what kind of wealth you want to achieve. And you really start, thanking, showing gratitude for those gifts, and visualizing as if you've already achieved them. Amazing things will happen in your life. And, I'm so grateful for being exposed to coaching and the power of coaching and how that's led me on a journey where, I was literally 2 years ago beating myself up. I sometimes hit myself in the head and say, you're so stupid, you're so sick, and things like that. And now I'm just like, well, thank you, God. Thank you for allowing me to breathe. Thank you for oxygen. Thank you for allowing me to connect with beautiful people, and I can learn and I can share what I'm learning with other people. And, I just like really just, my heart is just overflows with so much gratitude. And I think, it's an absolute golden nugget. If you start being grateful for what you have, and, there's people that live like in far off places around the world, they're really like, they have nothing. If you go to, third world countries, they have nothing and yet they're so happy. It's just amazing that, we can really take a leaf out of, people who are not necessarily, wealthy or affluent. You can take a leaf out of their book sometimes, and yet they're so happy with what they have. They're so grateful. So, gratitude is, ultimately is you being happy with yourself, showing yourself compassion, which is what we're talking about today. So I think it's, really important that we start with ourselves. I agree wholeheartedly with what you're saying.
Don't you feel lighter after these 2 or 3 years of practicing daily gratitude and visualization? Because for me personally, this, this feeling of being lighter without this burden on my shoulders is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I can resonate with that. It's like a burden off your shoulders, and it's so beautiful knowing that whatever situation you're in, whatever difficulty or whatever stress you're under, just by 10-15 minutes going out for a walk, going to the gym, doing some gratitude, start talking to yourself or write things down like you said, Sebastian, you can shift you can shift that whole negative kind of spiral that you're going down. So it's an essential part of our daily toolkit, I think, to have some kind of gratitude routine. So yeah, thank you for that, Sebastian.